Welcome back to my channel. It is your girl NoNwabi, and as per usual I am here to NoNwabisa on this gorgeous and beautiful looking day. If you're new to my channel, please do not leave without pressing that subscribe button, and welcome. And also please don't leave without pressing the notification bell so that you get a notification every time I upload a new video. If you're not new to my channel, thank you so much for coming back to my channel to watch this video. In today's video I am going to be doing episode 2 of Back to Basics. If you have not watched episode 1, do check it out. I am doing my brows and I'm going through each step precisely so that as a beginner you can do your brows perfectly. For today's episode I'm going to be going through my makeup kit. I'm just going to tell you guys what I think you definitely need in your makeup kit, and also showing you the brushes and tools I use to do my makeup when it comes to full face that I also have in my makeup kit. This makeup is not only affordable but it's also attainable, because most of it you can get at a drugstore, which is like Clicks or Dischem. I will also be linking in the description box where you can get these items, and also have the prices showing in the video so you can know how much it costs exactly. I don't want to talk about how much it costs when I'm talking about each item, because I just felt like it's just going to be a lot, and it's going to be a lot of information to take in at one time. So I'm definitely going to be popping in the price, and also I'm only going to be researching the price after shooting this video anyway. So if you'd like to see that, and if you'd like to watch that, do not change this video. Okay guys, please don't mind if I keep looking down. I'll be looking at my phone. I have some notes here. I jotted everything down. This is the 3rd time I am shooting this video. I tried shooting it twice already, and and I just didn't like the structure. I didn't like the way it was, so I just thought, let me jot down notes so I don't babble too much and go out of place and not talk into detail. I'd also like to acknowledge that I did post this video about a week late. Just last week a lot has been happening, especially when it comes to Black Lives Matter, and I'd like to acknowledge that I am definitely for that movement, because Black lives definitely matter, especially in the current political climate. It's very tough being a Black person in the world right now, not only in just South Africa. And as a young Black woman, I am so proud to be Black, and I would like to acknowledge that in the current political climate it has been really tough, especially due to deaths of Collins Causa, I think, here in South Africa, and a few other people who have died at the hands of the South African National Defense Force, and also George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and Ahmaud Arbery in America, to name a few, who have died in the hands of the police of America. And it's like very tough as a Black person that the people who are supposed to be protecting us and keeping us safe are the ones who are hurting us as Black people. And people have now stood up and said enough is enough. And you know, it was just heavy, and it was really weighing very hard on my heart. That's why I couldn't shoot many videos or shoot any videos last week, because I was like, you know what, it's so sad watching the news and thinking that you could be next. You could be the next person who's laying on the ground begging for your life, calling on your mom. Imagine you're calling on your mom, asking people to just not kill you. Like, as a black person, that's just so tough. So that was really weighing heavy on my heart, and it was just gonna show in my videos. And I just like to acknowledge that Black Lives Matter. I support the movement, and so should you. And if you would like any more information on the Black Lives Matter movement, if you follow the hashtag on Instagram, Black Lives Matter, a lot of information gets posted on there. That's how I also educate myself on these matters. Anyway, let's move on onto the video, my makeup. So first things first, when I do my makeup, I start with my brows. I'm not going to get into too much detail with that because episode 1 of this Back to Basics series, I highlighted on my brows and I showed what I used in terms of tools and also what I used in terms of makeup. Just gonna highlight quickly. In terms of eyebrow pencil, my favorite eyebrow pencil is the Signature eyebrow pencil in the color dark chocolate. It's a nice brown, but sometimes I also use this eyebrow pencil, which I can get at the closest China mall. You don't really have to go all out and all expensive. And in terms of eyebrow gel for setting, I always use the Makeup Revolution eyebrow gel, but I know that's not really attainable, so I know that as an alternative, Essence has got great eyebrow gels that work the bomb, and they are very, very affordable. So that's basically brows. I'm not gonna go into too much detail about that because I did go into detail when it came to brows on the first episode. On the first episode of the series. So the following part is eyeshadow. I did a very basic burgundy look for today's eyeshadow. And in terms of eyeshadow, a go-to palette that I would say if you're a beginner and you are only starting up your makeup kit and you don't want to spend too much money is the Makeup Revolution Flawless Floor Ultra eyeshadows. It's got 32 ultra professional eyeshadows, so it's a 32 pan eyeshadow, and it is very affordable, and it has a nice mirror there for you, and you have something to offer for each color. You literally have a smoky side, you have a burgundy side, you've got a very peachy corally side, and you've just got like a white side. And the nice thing about this palette is that it has so much variety. So you can have shimmers, you can have matte colors, you can have neutral colors, smoky. As I said, it gives you a lot of range. As a 32 pan shadow palette, it's also very, very affordable. At its price for 32 colors, that is a bargain, and that is like a steal. Like, you can work around this palette. That's one thing I love about it. You can work around it. You can choose what type of look you want to go with it. You don't really have to have a specific look for it, but you can just do as much as you can, especially because it's got also different textured, and also the pigment is magnificent. The color comes through like that. It's bomb as if when it comes to pigment. I know that any skin tone can use it. If you go onto the Makeup Revolution page, you will see that it's got a variety of people demoing their makeup, and any skin tone can use this palette. I would definitely recommend having this palette as a beginner friendly palette. You don't really have to splurge too much money on makeup. You don't have to spend a lot to get quality and to get quantity. I think that's why I like Makeup Revolution so much, because you get quality with quantity. So because there's a lot of colors in this pan, it does not mean that it's going to be ashy, it's going to not come through when you want it to. It just does the job that needs to be done. When it comes to eyeshadow, that is that. When it comes to the tools of eyeshadow, I am going to be demoing tools and showing you the brushes I use and how I do my makeup when I am doing the eyeshadows, the eyeshadow part of the series. So do not think that I have neglected eyeshadow at all. Next week I'm doing eyeshadow as the next step in terms of Back to Basics. So I'm gonna go into deep detail. I'm going to have to change my lens. Just give me a moment. Whew, okay, I don't know why, but my lens keeps blurring out. I don't know why. It's not focused. Okay, so that's eyeshadow. I'm gonna get into more detail in terms of the brushes I use for eyeshadow and why I use them when I'm doing the eyeshadow videos. All right, next I want to go into mascara. The mascara that I use is the Revlon Volumazing mascara. This mascara is fabulous. It brings a lot of volume to your face, and it brings a lot of volumes to your lashes. If you don't want to wear what is this thing called? If you don't want to wear falsies, yes, this is definitely a great mascara that you can use. It's affordable, it's drugstore. Revlon is available everywhere, and it's also very attainable. You can get it at any Clicks or Dischem. I love it because it just brings volume. It brings my eyes into another pop. It just does what needs to be done when you need it to be done. Then I moved to eyeliner. The eyeliner I used is the Isabella Garcia eyeliner in the color navy. You don't necessarily have to get Isabella Garcia, guys. You can choose whatever eyeliner you have. I just wanted to put this in, even though it's not really, it's more, Isabella Garcia is very exclusive in the sense that you must be someone who works, must be earning an income every month in order for Isabella to provide to you, and you can buy on credit and stuff like that. But I just wanted to put in an eyeliner. Unfortunately for now, this is the only eyeliner I have. I stole from my mom. So I wanted to put eyeliner as something that you should have in your makeup kit. And if you don't want to use eyeliner, you could always use dark shadow, like a black shadow or a navy shadow, depending on your preference and what exactly that you want. Excuse me. And what exactly it is that you want in terms of your look. But I just wanted to put in the eyeliner as part of this video, because at the end of the day, these are your necessities that you need in your makeup kit. Okay, then when I'm done with eyeliner, I prime. For primer, I use the Maybelline Instant Pore Eraser Baby Skin. So with the primer, I don't really use a brush to do it. I use my fingers and my hands, and I just put it in, and I spread it all over my face as if I am putting like moisturizer on or something like that. Doesn't necessarily have to, you don't necessarily have to use a brush for putting your primer on, guys. I really don't think it is necessary. And the reason why I love this primer, so much is the fact that it blurs your pores so perfectly. Your makeup look becomes smooth as hell. It becomes smooth. It's just greatness when it comes to this primer. I love it so much. Then next I go to foundation. The foundation that I like using is the Yardley Stayfast foundation. So when it comes to Yardley Stayfast foundation, I did a full review video on my channel, which I will be linking in the description box below. I go into a lot of detail when it comes to choosing your foundation. So I was reviewing this foundation, and I was just talking about what I do in order to choose foundation. So you can definitely check that video out. So to put in your foundation, you can either choose a buffing brush or you can choose a sponge. I just want to remind you guys that this sponge, I dampen it with some water first. So I just put it a little bit underwater and I squeeze it dry so that it's damp. That way it just absorbs makeup and it just puts it smoothly into your skin. And I'm just going to show you guys that there's not much difference between using a buffing brush and a sponge. It just does the same thing in terms of blending. It's really up to you in terms of preference, right? So sometimes I use both, sometimes I use one or the other. I just did half my face with the brush, half my face with the sponge, so that you guys can see. And the motion I use when I'm using the brush is when I put it on, I just do gentle strokes and also taps, and I just use a motion where I'm going around my face, just making sure that I don't leave any streaks and making sure that everything is as smooth as I want it to be. So I use gentle strokes, and I also sometimes use a round circular motion, because I feel like if I stroke down with the brush, it does leave streaks sometimes. So I just make sure that I do circular motions, and with the sponge I just tap it in and I blend, like, you know, tap. And you want to make sure that you are super blended. You want to make sure that you're very blended when it comes to blending your foundation. So you can choose whatever tool you want to use. It's really up to you. I don't really you know, makeup, you can't really police how a person does their makeup. It's really dependent it's really dependent on what that person wants. So you really don't need to do one thing or the other because one person says this. You can literally do what you want to do and it's just gonna work for you, as long as it works for you. Guys, I am so bothered because every time I look into my viewfinder, I look like I'm blurring out some part. So I just want to just sort out my settings in this camera. I do not know what is happening today. I'm just a mess. There we go, finally. Oh, so yeah, those are the tools that you those are the tools that you use when it comes to foundation. So as you can see, this buffing brush, I'm just going to bring it closer. It's a little bit dirty because I was using it for this video, but this buffing brush, as you can see, it's very dense. It's a dense brush and it's more flat so that you can move around and you can use it as precisely as possible. And the reason why it's dense is that sometimes foundation can be liquidy and sometimes foundation can be thick. So this brush works perfectly for any type, and it just moves everything and smoothes everything so perfectly. And it's also dense because you don't want to make too much of a mess, and it's not like something that's very loose, because also foundation, the formula and the texture of it needs a dense brush. Okay, next we go to highlighting. So to highlight, I used the LA Girl, which is the OG when it comes to highlighters. Okay, LA Girl ProConceal, and this is in the color Fawn. So when you're choosing a highlighter, you definitely want to go a shade or two lighter. So Fawn for me is like basically like a shade lighter than me, and you can use it to highlight. I will also go into more detail in terms of choosing colors and so forth when I'm on that part of the series. But I love LA Girl. It's affordable. You can get it at Dischem, and it also does what it needs to do. There's high coverage when it comes to LA Girl. It's quality that is affordable. There's high coverage. It has high coverage. It's full coverage. It's a full coverage concealer. It does what it needs to be done. And when you want to blend the concealer in, you can either use the same brush you use with the foundation, which is the buffing brush, or you can use the same sponge. It's really up to you. I prefer using the sponge because I feel like the sponge is much more precise, and the sponge can just definitely get into some of those corners that maybe a brush can definitely not get into. So I use that to blend it in, and I make sure that I just blend it to perfection. Then to contour today, I'm not going to be using a cream contour. I'm going to use a powder contour. But before we get to contouring, we want to move to the setting of your highlighter. So when you've highlighted, you want to set it as soon as possible with a loose powder. So in terms of choosing a loose powder, I'm using the Yardley loose powder in the color Caramelised today. You can choose whether you want to use a pigmented loose powder or you want to use an absolute translucent loose powder. It's definitely up to you. I prefer the pigmented, so that because the pigmented loose powder doesn't take too much away of my color. It doesn't make me look very white or ghostly. So that's what I use in terms of loose powder. And the brush I use is more of a fluffy tapered brush. So I have like a tapered brush, which is like a triangle brush that is very similar to a eyeshadow brush, but now this time it's a little bit thicker and it's a little bit fluffier because you want it to pick up the loose powder. So the powder is very loose, so the fluffy it is, it picks it up very nicely, and it just puts it and it spreads it all over where you want to spread it. And when I am powdering, I just want to get under my eyes very quickly so that it does not crack or crease immediately. And then to contour, I'm going to be using a powder contour in today's video, and this is what I love this. This is a Fit Me. This is a Fit Me powder contour in the color 370 Espresso. It is affordable. It's a compact powder, and you can do whatever you want to do with it. I love it so much. I definitely recommend having it. In your makeup kits. Definitely need a compact powder. So you can either use this to contour yourself with it, or you can use it to set your contour if you're using a cream contour. I just didn't want to use a cream contour today because we are using brushes. And the brush that I use to powder contour is an angled fluffy brush. So you have a fluffy angled brush, right? It's fluffy, it's angled because it just goes into your angles. I love the fact that it's angled because it goes in where you want to go in, and you know it goes, you know when you contour you do this. So with the angled brush, it just goes in to those places that you want to shadow up and you want to contour. So that's the brush that I use. You can get these brushes, guys, anywhere. I know that Dischem has got very affordable brushes. Beauty Treats brushes are quality, they work very well, and they are also affordable. So you can definitely get brushes at either Dischem or Clicks. My first set of brushes I bought on AliExpress. Honestly, it was like 100 and something. These brushes I bought on AliExpress. That was when I was still trying out makeup, and I wanted to make sure that I know how to do it before I got into expensive brushes like Real Techniques, you know. So the Real Techniques brushes that I show you guys, you definitely don't have to get them. You don't really need them because they are on the pricey side, guys. I'm not even gonna lie. You can choose whatever brush you want to get, but it's better to get a quality brush than a non-quality brush, so that after a few weeks or months you have to keep replacing your brushes, you know. So Beauty Treats, I know that Beauty Treats has got a nice range of brushes. I also once got a set of, like a full set of all the brushes that you need from Beauty Treats, and it was like 300 rand or 200 rand, I don't remember. It was like about 200 rand. So you can definitely check Dischem Beauty Treats out whilst we're on there. So yeah, for contouring I use a angled brush because this brush just goes into the deep depths corners, and what's nice about it is also you can squeeze it to contour your nose. I didn't demo myself contouring my nose for this video, I forgot to, but I always squeeze the brush and make it look thin, and then I just go into contouring my nose instead of using a different brush. Then after contouring, after contouring I bronze. So for bronzing I used the Hey Cheeks Essence bronzer. So this is a blush, bronzer and highlighter palette, so it's got a range of colors for you to use in terms of bronzing, in terms of highlighting, and also using as blush. I'm definitely going to be using this palette as blush as well. So that's what's nice about it, is because Essence is very affordable and it's a very cheap, I don't want to say cheap, but it's a very affordable brand when it comes to makeup. So this palette definitely gives you range. It also gives you options, so you don't have to buy different things to bronze, you don't have to buy different things to highlight, you don't have to buy different things to blush. So I would definitely recommend having this in your makeup kit, and the fact that it's a palette, it just gives you a little bit of range and leeway and affordability. So I bronze with this, and to bronze I used the same brush that I used to contour. It's still the angled brush because I just go a little bit above the contour just to warm it up, because if you would see whilst I'm demoing, like as you can see that espresso color is a little bit cool on my face. So just to warm my contour up and just to bring it into a better looking state, I just bronze a little bit above the contour, even on top of it. Sometimes I just bronze a little bit above the contour and on it, just to get a little bit of warmness into my face and just to warm my contour up. And then after bronzing, what I do is I use the Maybelline Fit Me compact powder. This time it's in the color 330 Toffee. So just to bring back color onto my face, I set my whole face with this powder, and I brush off any excess powder that was left over by the loose powder, and I used a big fluffy brush. So this is a large fluffy brush. I use this large fluffy brush to just powder my whole face. This is just set it, bring back color and bring back warmness in my face, just make me look a little bit better and a little bit good. Okay, and then I blush. As I said, I use the same palette to blush, And in terms of a brush, I use a fluffy brush, but this time it's smaller, so it's the same brush as this one. So it's the same, this is the same, these are the same brushes, right? But this one is bigger and this one is smaller, so I use the smaller one to brush, and it's a loose fluffy brush. It's just nice to pick up powder. Like, fluffy brushes are great when you want to use it on powders, right? So fluffy brushes are the go-to when it comes to powders. So this is a powder blush, so I just use it and I powder up my cheeks, my high. So I powder up my high points in my cheeks, okay? And then after blushing, I highlight my face, and to highlight I use the Makeup Revolution Strobe. I would definitely recommend this because this is about 80 rand and it's a gorgeous, beautiful golden color, and it just does what needs to be done. It gives you the glow for the gods. I highlight so that a person down there can see me glowing and shining in the sun, and they do not know what is coming, and then walks in this gorgeous goddess. So guys, yeah, I definitely recommend this strobe highlighter from Makeup Revolution. They've got also different colors. They've got a range of stuff at Makeup Revolution when it comes to your face. Then for lips, I have the Scarlet Hill Lip Duo. What I love about this is that for its price, you get 2 lipsticks. It's the same color, but the other one is more of a cream and the other one is more of a matte, and you don't need a brush to put on your lipstick. You just put on lipstick. And to gloss up my lipstick, I use the Essence Wet Gloss Shine Wet Lip Gloss. This is the OG lip gloss. Love it. It does what needs to be done, and it brings on the glowingness and the shine on your lips without it being tacky. And then lastly, after doing all of that, I set my face with some setting spray. So the setting sprays I used, I'm showing 2. I have the Switchbeauty setting spray, which is a superhero spray, and I have the Maybelline Lasting Fix setting spray. So the Switchbeauty setting spray, I love this setting spray because it is for the people who like dewy faces. So this is a superhero spray. It is for dew. If you want a dewy finish, spritz some of this and you are going to have a very dewy glow on your face, and it's going to be skin like. And what's nice about this one is you can also use it as skincare. So after moisturizing your face, just spritz a little bit on. It is perfect for your skin. It does not have a lot of ingredients, and it's alcohol free in its formula, so that's what I love about this spray. But if you want more of a matte finish, I use the Lasting Fix. In today's look, I use the Lasting Fix setting spray because it does give me a matte finish, and I do have quite oily skin, so you want your makeup to last all day, and this definitely gives me that finish, and it definitely gives me what I needed, what I wanted to do. So guys, that is basically it when it comes to a makeup kit. You really don't need a lot as long as you've got a little bit of something for the face. Some people go the extra mile and they put way more product. They use different things, they do extra things. I know that there's people who have a lot of things in their makeup routine. For me specifically, if you just want an easy face, something very simple, you don't need a lot, and that is why I think these are these are the essentials that you need in your makeup kit. You definitely need brows, definitely need a palette or 2 for your shadows, you definitely need primer, foundation, powders. These are the essentials, these are the must-haves, and then you can use anything else, or you can have extras if you want, like liquid liners. You can have different colored mascaras, so you know, you can have lashes if you're a lash person. So yeah, that's definitely what I think you definitely are going to be needing in your makeup kit. And when it comes to brushes, if you have those brushes, you are set for life. And the beauty blender is the one thing that goes all the way for you. So guys, that's about it in today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it was informative. I hope it helped you guys, and I hope the demo of me showing you guys how I use the brush and why I use it that way, I hope that shows you how to do your face. But as we go on with this back to basics series, I will be getting into much deeper and much in-depth detail when it comes to how I do things when it comes to my makeup. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, bye.